Hello everyone, welcome to today's video lecture. In this lecture, we will be covering the topic carbohydrates. In today's session, we will indulge deep into the chemistry, classification, and biological significance of carbohydrates, which is one of the most essential biomolecules. But before diving further into the topic, let's recapitulate biomolecules. As we know that biomolecules play a very pivotal role. Biomolecules are the most essential organic molecules which are involved in maintenance and as well as metabolic processes of living organisms. They are non-living molecules which are actual foot soldiers. They can range from small molecules such as primary and secondary metabolites as well as large macromolecules such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, etc. These biomolecules can easily be classified into these main four parts, that is carbohydrate, protein, nucleic acids and lipids. The basic moiety of carbohydrates are monosaccharides, which are generally made of elements such as carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. For example, glucose, sucrose, starch, etc. Proteins, on the other hand, consists of amino acids which are joined together using peptide bonds. For example, insulin, collagen, etc., whose basic elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Nucleic acids. Nucleic acids are generally made up of nucleotides which are joined together by phosphodiester bonds. For example, DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid, or RNA, ribonucleic acid, whose basic elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus. Lipids, on the other hand, consists of fatty acids and glycerol joined together by ester bonds. For example, fats, oils, etc., which generally consist of elements such as carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So this was the classification of biomolecules. In today's lecture, we will specifically cover up the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the main source of energy and are most abundantly found biomolecule on Earth. They are the exclusive source of energy for brain cells and carbohydrates are generally present in both animals as well as plant tissues. They are generally called as saccharides or simply sugar because in Greek it comes from the word saccharon, which again means sugar. Carbohydrates generally contains elements such as carbon, hydrogen and oxygen with a general formula that is CnH2ON, which most of the carbohydrates follow, but there are some exceptions which contains additional group apart from these elements. Carbohydrates can be chemically defined as polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone derivatives or compounds which yield these derivatives on hydrolysis. They contain an aldehyde group or a ketone group. Aldehyde group, that is RC double bond OH group, or a keto group, that is RC double bond O group. Polyhydroxy or polyhydric aldehyde means containing multiple number of OH group. So we can define it as compounds containing aldehyde and ketone derivatives Now let's classify carbohydrates. Carbohydrates can be classified into monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. Monosaccharides, also known as simple sugars, they are sweet in taste, soluble in water, but they cannot be further hydrolyzed because generally these molecules can contain only one actual or potential sugar group or sugar unit. Monosaccharides can be classified further into two types depending on number of carbon atoms and the group present in it. Depending on the number of carbon atoms, monosaccharide can be classified as triose, tetrose, pentose, and hexose. And depending on the different types of group present in it, that is aldehyde or ketone. If an aldehyde group is present, it is known as an aldo sugar, or if a ketone group is present, it is known as a ketose sugar. For example, glyceraldehyde is an aldose sugar, whereas dihydroxyacetone is a ketose sugar. Glucose and fructose both contains 6 carbon atoms. Therefore, both are known as hexose sugar. But glucose contains an aldehyde group, therefore it is an aldose sugar, whereas fructose contains keto group, therefore it is a ketose sugar. Next, disaccharides. Disaccharides contain two monosaccharide units joined together using glycosidic linkage. They are also crystalline in nature, water soluble, and sweet in taste. Examples of disaccharide are maltose, lactose, sucrose, etc. Maltose contains two molecules of glucose, whereas lactose contains glucose and one molecule of galactose. Disaccharides can be further classified based on the presence of free reducing groups. Free reducing groups, you can classify it into two types, that is reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar. Example of reducing sugar is lactose, maltose, etc. Whereas non-reducing sugar is sucrose. Next is oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides are carbohydrates which contain 3 to 10 monosaccharide units joined to it. Next is polysaccharides, which contains more than 10 units of monosaccharide or more than that joined together. They can be further classified into homopolysaccharides and heteropolysaccharides. Polysaccharides are also known as glycans because they have higher molecular weight, they are generally sparingly soluble in water, and are not sweet in taste. Homopolysaccharides are polysaccharides which have same type of monosaccharide units attached to it, whereas heteropolysaccharides can contain two or more than different two monosaccharide units attached to it. Examples of homopolysaccharides can be starch, glycogen, etc., whereas heteropolysaccharide can be hyaluronic acid, etc. Now the functions of carbohydrates. If you look into it, carbohydrates are the most abundant dietary source of energy. Upon oxidation of 1 gram of carbohydrates, 4 kilocalories can be formed. Not only that they are the precursors of major organic compounds such as ribose, deoxyribose, which are further utilized in formation of DNA and RNA. Not only that, glycolipids, glycoproteins, etc. They participate in formation of cell membrane and also helps in various cellular functions such as growth, adhesion, fertilization. They play a pivotal role as a structural components in humans, plants, and as well as animals. Carbohydrates are generally utilized as a source of energy and can be stored in form of glycogen. Not only that, they play a very important role in various cellular intercommunications and immunity. Thus, these summarizes the various functions of carbohydrates. So, let's recall again that carbohydrates are the most abundant form of energy source available on earth, and they are generally the polyhydroxyaldehyde and ketones. Thank you everyone